Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club. Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club. Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club. Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club.
It's all that shit stuff.
Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club.
Greetings, traveller. I am Oliver Jones, director, animator, toy collector.
Nice.
And
And
you are?
hello, I'm a bit bamboozled by that introduction, but I know what you're doing. So I'm Thomas Wagstaff, philanthropist, ball ache, and general dog's body.
We need a keyboard, we need like a typewriter.
Oh no, have I turned you off? Sweet.
I hope not.
So was that a bit of a hint of what we will be doing today?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit, but how you doing anyway? You alright?
I'm good, man. What I've been up to, I've been animating stuff, send you some of it to have a little look at. I've been enjoying doing that.
It's looking good.
What else have I done? I put a whiteboard on my wall, which you can't see over there, so I can write things to do that I tick off during the day, so I feel like I'm at work.
You've achieved something.
Yeah. And that made me a lovely breakfast/brunch, because I don't tend to wake up past 10.
I was looking at your Instagram pictures and I was thinking it bodes well for you living with a chef, especially at the moment.
Oh man, it's actually amazing. Shoot, I don't even know what you. So what was it? We had poached eggs on toast, but it was with avocado, like streaky bacon, then pomegranate seeds. Like,
I was going to say, you've never seen poached eggs like these pictures. I might put it on here now. Just
stick it up, man, because like she played a blinder this morning. So we had those in the garden.
Did you have like waffles for lunch or something?
Waffles for lunch?
It looks like she made like some...
Oh no, it was pan au chocolat.
Pan au chocolat. Did she make those?
Yeah.
Very talented.
She's pretty bloody good, to be fair. I mean, when all this pandemic's over, it'd be nice if we could open a little place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love that. I'll do the videos of her cooking, because I definitely can't cook. But yeah, what about yourself, man? What have you been up to?
I've been pitching on music videos.
Are you allowed to say who?
No, not yet. Probably not, just because I don't want to jinx it. Because I won't find out till next week if I've got it or not. I mean, next week I'll tell you if I've got it or not, because it doesn't really matter. But what else have I been doing? Watched all the Indiana Jones films because they were on over the Easter.
Crystal Skull's a classic, isn't it?
Oh man, that film is a piece of dog shit. It really is.
I love in Fallout 3. They have like a little Easter egg, and it's that fridge with a corpse inside of it. I think that's brilliant.
To be honest, that wasn't the most egregious thing in that film, though. A thing that I disliked was the visuals of it, because it's not the same cinematographer for a start. And I'm not sure...
Did it feel a bit like a wedding video to you? I know that sounds so silly, but it's like very, what's the word? Like when you put Vaseline on the lens.
Oh, a bit glowy.
A bit glowy.
Glowy, you mean?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, definitely in scenes.
I mean, the end scene when they're getting... Is it married? Spoilers.
Yeah.
That's horrible. It just looks vile.
I'm just trying to see the cinematographer. So the cinematographer on the first 3, I think he's the same one. Let me just have a look. It is... It's I'm going to slaughter his name, though. Douglas Slocum, and he died at the age of 103.
And that was only because he did that film. He watched it and then just like shot himself afterwards. Sorry.
Well, he wasn't a spring chicken when he did the Indiana Jones films, but they definitely had like a real feel to them, and they felt dusty and dirty and real. Whereas
I think that's a lot to do with the film stock as well.
Exactly. But the thing is, the new one, it came out like 12 years ago.
That's made me feel weird.
So I think Janis Kaminski shot that, who is like Steven Spielberg's go-to cinematographer. I think he's done everything now since Schindler's List. But he's very his footage, the way he shoots, is very saturated. The colours are quite bright and the blacks are really black.
Yeah.
So it's not very,
it's quite crushed.
It doesn't have Yeah. And I don't think that works for Indiana Jones personally. But and I'm worried about the new one because
the new what?
Well, the new Indiana Jones they're going to be doing.
They're doing a new Indiana Jones.
Yeah, which Spielberg isn't directing. I can't remember who they've got to direct it now, but it might be the guy who did Logan. I think. I might be wrong with that, but anyway, which is a good film.
Look, I've been bitten by a sink on my head. Sorry, I've just noticed.
What was I going to say? Yeah, so the first three are set in the 30s. So it's like 34, 37, 39, something like that. I'm probably a bit off. And then the last one, I'm guessing, was the late 50s. So is the new one going to be set like the late 70s, early 80s? And if so, I don't think that will work for Indiana Jones. It will be a bit...
Imagine Indiana Jones just doing shitloads of coke and listening to disco. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be like Saturday Night Fever. Or he could become a punk, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
And he's just looking for, like, I don't know, what could you do? Sid Vicious's safety pin, and he's got to go into their flat and find it.
I'll tell you what else I watched. I watched Lawrence of Arabia as well, which is a bona fide classic. Although there are several white actors who are blacked up in that film, so it's still a good film. It's one of those ones that you can't forgive it, but it's still a good film because
it's like Zulu, isn't it? As well, like it's
yeah.
But what was I going to say? But what else have I watched? Something that I wanted to talk to you about. You carry on laughing what it is. What is it? Gems. Uncut Gems.
Oh, it's a wicked film, that is.
So stressful. I know that's why that's like the whole premise of the film pretty much. And spoilers from here on in. Up until the ending I was like, I thought he was going to make it, then get shot through the fucking head. And I was just like...
We always do this. We talk about films and never actually say what they're about. So if you haven't seen Uncut Gems, basically, Adam Sandler plays like a jeweler, like a Jewish jeweler. And like I say Jewish because it's quite important to his character, I think.
Oh, God, yeah.
And he basically gets this... Is it like a... It's not an opal, but some sort of...
It's... Is it a black opal or something like that?
Yeah, it's some sort of special gem. And... he loans it to a basketball player, doesn't he? And it all kind of...
He's a player for the Celtics, I remember him being...
Yeah, and it causes like a shitstorm and stuff. But Adam Sandler, like, it annoys me, the fact that he does so much dreck, but yet he can...
So much what, sorry?
Dreck, like rubbish.
Oh, right, yeah. But he can actually pull off like a straight path.
Something like this, which is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, to me, like when I first started watching it, I knew what I was in for because the score to it as well. I wanted to look. It's fantastic, but it like puts you on edge from the start. Like the way it's shot, everything. I was just like my nails were like digging into the sofa.
I genuinely think he was robbed for at least a nomination for the Academy Award. But totally. Is it directed by the Safdie brothers? Is it the Safdie brothers?
I don't know. I didn't check it. It was only on your recommendation. I just saw it. I was like, okay, I'll stick it on. And me and Nat watched the whole thing. We were like, we'll watch 10 minutes before we go to bed. And it was one of those ones where we're like, what's going to happen next? What's he fucked up here? And there was a scene in it where he gets stuffed in the back of the car.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was absolutely brilliant, man. But he played as you say, played a really good part, man. And it wasn't just Adam Sandler being Adam Sandler, which is what it usually is, or an exacerbated version of Adam Sandler.
Like I kind of thought his younger, like bit of stuff was gonna like completely fuck him over, but she seemed to genuinely like him. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he's got his own. He's got a little place for her that he kind of keeps her in and stuff like that. While he's.
Do you think there was a moral to the story?
Oh, yeah, of course there was.
What would you say the moral was?
Oh, don't be a shit. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I was just watching the whole thing and I was like, I know it's bad, but I was kind of hoping the whole way through he'd get away with all of it. But I suppose that's why You
kind of like him, don't you?
He's an absolute shit, though. He's like a gambling, womanising... Not much of a drinker, though, is he? It's the money that's his drug.
Yeah, and he's constantly like trading in other people's items to get money and stuff like that, and it's
I loved it, like because obviously he gives that Celtic ring, and I was just like the whole way through just thinking he's going to get done over for that. He's going to get battered.
Yeah.
But I thought it was fantastic, man.
You should watch their other film, the Safdie brothers' other film. It's called good time, and it's got Robert Pattinson. So if anybody, any fucking person moans about Robert Pattinson playing Batman, watch this film because he's a fucking good actor.
Robert Pattinson as in The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
I think he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
Yeah, absolutely.
People just can't look past him being in Twilight, can they?
But was he classically trained or something? Because it seems like it.
Well, I'm sure he was trained as an actor. I'm sure he went to drama school.
Yeah.
Like that. But yeah, what else you been up to? Been playing any games or anything?
Oh yes. In fact, after we've finished here, because it took me all night, and I actually stayed up till about 2 a.m. watching it download the Wastelanders DLC.
Okay.
So I'm going to play that today. Also, yesterday I played a load of Sega because I had they've got like I can't remember the name of the game, but it's basically about 20 games from the Sega console, and it's on the PS4.
Okay. Is it like a physical or a download? Or?
It's a download, but it's really cool because like the title screen, it's like your bedroom as a kid. So it's like all the games there. You can choose your posters. You put the cartridge in the machine, and you can like set the clock and stuff. But the game I was playing yesterday, I think I messaged you a picture of it. Is it Comics or
Comic Zone?
Comic Zone. And I was like, this is fantastic. What a premise.
Have you not played it before?
I do remember playing it, and I remember having a copy, but I think it was a rental. So I'd rented it. And I remember thinking, like, I was probably a bit young at the time to appreciate what the style was. And it was just really clever the way it was done, just because obviously it's the comic author who's writing the story as you're going along through the panels and swinging through like the panels of this comic strip. Really good.
Does he get like sucked into it or something?
Yeah.
There was a lot of things in the 90s like that. There was a kids film called Stay Tuned where
fantastic film.
The family gets like sucked into like this hellish like cable channel, and it's like got Dwayne's World in it and stuff like that. Do you remember?
I was going to say I love that film, but I'm trying to remember. It's not the guy from Home Improvement, is it?
No, isn't it John Ritter? No, what's his name? The one who died.
Oh, I can't think.
He was in Problem Child.
Yes. Yeah. Go on, fact check it.
Yeah, because we've had a lot of feedback. Well, I say a lot. At least about 3 people have messaged me regarding our Alien video.
Absolute
people
abortion.
Seem to enjoy it, though, but it's not very factually accurate.
Well, if you want facts, there's 1,000 other YouTube channels with facts. What you're getting here is just pure entertainment.
Yeah, John Ritter, he died, didn't he, on the set of a TV show called 8 Simple Rules.
Ah.
Yeah.
The eighth rule was not to die on set. People hope that one.
But the other thing I was thinking of where someone gets sucked into something is a film called Cool World where Gabriel Byrne is a comic book artist and writer and he gets sucked into his own. It's not a good film.
I remember that being brilliant. Or maybe it's just from the eyes of a babe.
It's so bizarre. It's directed by Ralph Bakshi, who did like Ice and Fire and
I love that film. Love that film as well.
Fritz the Cat.
Okay,
and I think he did one of the Lord of the Rings as well, that animated film.
See, all good films in my opinion. And I love the animation.
But like, if you ever read up about the history of Cool World, or it might be something that'd be fun for us to talk about because he got completely fucked over on that film. And she's supposed to, Kim Basinger as an animated character is meant to have her own nightclub. But they never had the money to animate the nightclub. Yeah. So you'll just see her dancing. And then at the bottom of the screen and around the sides, you'll just see these little characters dancing around her. And that's the nightclub. It's really bizarre.
Oh, okay.
And somebody who when I used to be a teacher, one of the janitors, I was chatting to him, or caretakers or whatever. And back in the 90s, he won a competition to go on the set of a Brad Pitt film. And it was Cool World that he got to go on the set of. So he was telling me all about the behind the scenes of Cool World. That's quite interesting.
Nice, man. Well, I'll check that film out again if you're saying it's awful.
It's fascinating, but it's so bizarre because you don't know who the main character is because the poster is Brad Pitt with Kim Basinger. but really he has a romance with another character. And Gabriel Byrne's technically the real character, and he's a comic book artist who I think murders someone. He goes to prison, he gets out, and then somehow gets sucked into his comic book because...
I thought you were going to say sucked off then.
Because, well, Kim Basinger needs to have sex, because she's a cartoon character, needs to have sex with a human to enter the human world or something like that. It's really, really weird.
I would have back in the day, Kim Basinger or whatever you want to call her.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But anyway, let's not go there.
No, let's cut that one out if the wife watches. So, yeah.
I'll tell you what I have been watching, though.
I've
watched Garth Marenghi'S Dark Place.
I have watched all of them in the space of a couple of hours. Well, no, I did 2 last night. And they've aged really well.
Well, I was going to say that. Like, I think it came out way too early. Because now this kind of thing is...
It was the original one.
You know, because now you've got, like, films like, Turbo Kid and all those kind of, like, 80s throwback kind of films.
Yes.
And this was, like, well ahead of it. It came out in, like, 2004 or something?
2004, you're correct.
Yeah.
So, we were saying we didn't do a little spiel about what we've actually watched. Shall I do a little spiel?
Go on then.
Shall I give it a go?
Spiel. There you go.
When I say spiel, I'm going to read from Wikipedia. So Garth Marenghi'S...
Plagiarism, mate.
Fuck 'em. Garth Marenghi'S Dark Place is a British horror parody television series created for Channel 4 by Richard Ayoade and Matthew Holness. The show focuses on fictional horror author Garth Marenghi, played by Holness, and his publisher, Dean Lerner, played by Ayoade. Characters originated in Garth Marenghi's Fright Night. Oh, they originated in the stage show, which actually won a... What was the thing that was?
Is it a Perrier Award?
Perrier Award. So it was. They showed it at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. But I don't know if you noticed that a lot of the cast is shared with the Mighty Boosh.
Yeah.
Also, is there ties to... the pie haircut. We were talking about it the other day.
Oh, Nathan Bartley.
I think there definitely is, because obviously, what's his name?
Well, Noel Fielding pops up in that, and Julian Bartlett or whatever his name is.
That's it, yeah. Probably best to talk about this as a separate thing, though, I suppose.
I just think, because it was around that early to mid 2000s, a lot of the comedy acts kind of, like, intermingled, didn't they?
I wonder what that meant, then. Loads of them, all tickling each other. But I think I still to this day think it's absolutely fantastic, and like the detail they've gone to within it, like even down to, like we were saying about film stock, like it looks perfect. It looks like that. Would you say Columbo crossed with I don't know what?
Yeah, almost like Super VHS. So it's like Super VHS. There's even a good Quantum Leap joke, isn't there? Isn't it? Dean Lerner goes, "I've not read a premise this good since Quantum Leap." And I don't say that lightly.
I've worked with 4 people, at least 4 people. One of them being Lulu. So good, man.
That's the Scottish one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen this, it's all on All 4. You can watch them all there, and it's kind of, I'd say like 80% of it is like a throwback 80s kind of TV series, and then say 20% of it is like interviews where they kind of like will comment. It's almost a bit like a commentary where they will comment on what's happened.
Like it's a show within a show, isn't it?
Like there's a great one where there's a kid in hospital lying there, and like he's having a conversation with Garth Marenghi'S character. What's his name? His character's name is... This is bad.
What's his name? Sorry, Richard.
What's Garth Marenghi'S character in it? So all the actors in it have
his
two characters.
His name's Garth Marenghi.
Yeah, but he's not called that in the actual show, is he? He's called that like in behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
So his character's called Rick Douglas.
That's it, yeah. So the author's name's Rick Douglas, isn't it? Yeah.
No, the author is Garth Marenghi, but his character is Dr. Rick Douglas.
Shit, man, Inception.
And I'm reading the Wikipedia, and apparently he's a Vietnam and Falkland War veteran and former warlock. Massive
chauvinist as well.
Oh, massive!
It's so good.
Well, everyone is in it, though, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I mean, the woman who plays the
Alison Lowe, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, must have been. Yeah. Carry on. Sorry.
Is every single one of her lines dubbed?
I was watching out for that, and it's switched. So, say if two people are talking live, one of them will be dubbed. Really weird.
Is that to indicate they've only got one boom or so? I don't know.
I think so. And I think the boom comes into shot a couple of times. And there's one where they've got an intern and she introduces him and the shot of him is shot from here. It's when I framed it here. Yeah.
There's so much headroom.
It's killing me.
The bit I was going to say was there's a bit with a kid in hospital and he's talking to Rich Douglas and he's like,
is this the first kid or the second kid?
Second kid, and he's saying how much he wants to. If you ever need a hand, you can count on me. And then it cuts to Dean Lerner and he goes, "Yeah, I punched a kid in the face." And then,
it's fantastic, man.
I don't see a problem with it.
Some of the scenes as well where he's got a shotgun, just him with a shotgun and a a cigar.
Nothing in particular.
I think it's in the first one where it's the funeral and he's just shooting, brilliant.
All right, so let's talk about the characters. So you've got Matt Holness, who actually he's done stuff recently, and he directed a film called Possum. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Looks really scary, and I'd like to watch that, but it looked too scary.
It's got a creepy spider character in it called the Possum. But so he's the main character, who is Garth Marenghi, and then he's his on-screen character is Dr. Rick Douglas. And then you've got Richard Ayoade, who is Dean.
Is it Ayoade or Ayoade?
I don't know. You say one, I'll say the other, and then we're covered on both.
I'll say Shawaddy Waddy.
Shawaddy Waddy. But he is a wicked director in real life. Have you ever seen his film Submarine?
No.
You should watch that. It's got Paddy Considine in it as a magician.
Oh, nice.
It's well worth a watch, that one.
Submarine. Remind me to watch that.
And he also did another film with Jesse Eisenberg in it called The Double, which is well worth a watch as well. But Richard Ayoade directed all the episodes of this.
All of Garth Marenghi'S?
Yeah, and it makes me sad. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy watching him on Crystal Maze and Travel Man. But
I think it's such a waste, though.
But he's such a waste because he's so talented.
And I mean...
So he plays Garth Marenghi'S publisher in the show, and then on the TV show he plays his boss. Is that right?
That's on this. Yes, you're correct.
I love how you never see his actual boss though, Wonton.
I didn't pick up on that actually.
Wonton. Do you know? He goes, that's Wonton on the phone. And phone conversations.
Yes,
will last. They're 2 seconds when they're on the phone. And
hello.
They reiterate the phone conversations. They last for paragraphs.
I mean, we were talking about the effects earlier. One of my favourite things, because they did this a lot in 70s shows, is the little model of the hospital.
Yeah.
I just thought it was brilliant, and they zoom into the window, and it's absolutely perfectly done, man.
Yeah, it's so good.
What's some other standout key moments in there?
Let's just carry on with the characters. And you've got Matt Berry as Todd Rivers, who plays Dr. Lucian Sanchez.
Yes.
And a lot of his lines are looped in. Apparently it says all of Todd Rivers' lines are looped in, it says here. With Matt Berry seemingly providing the most off-sync and over-the-top readings possible.
Because I knew we were talking about... Sorry, Ol. Because I knew we were talking about this earlier today. I woke up, I was having a coffee downstairs, and I was looking on the bookshelf, and I thought I saw a book that said Matt Berry, and this isn't a joke, this is just how my brain works. And it was Mary Berry. It's some fucking cookery book. I was just like, oh.
Mary Berry.
Anyway, carry on.
And then you've got Alison Lowe, who is Madeline Wool, who plays Dr. Liz Asher, who is like telekinesis powers or something like that.
And what's it? Yes, and PMT as well. That's another power, apparently. That's actually what it says.
So if we have a look at the episodes, okay, so the first one, it might be my favourite one, I think. And that's the one where Douglas's friend like explodes in the
and he has to hit him with a spade.
And then they question his practices. I don't think that's very professional, do you?
I'll get him up. So good.
And then they go to the funeral, and then he's somehow got his magnum out, and
it's the mum that jumps in front. That's his mother, and he just blasts someone. I thought he's not gonna, and he does. But yeah, I wouldn't say that's my favourite episode, but
no, it's not my favourite one. But it's got some of my. I think it's because it's on the DVD. It's the first one. It's the one that whenever I used to go to bed years ago, I'd put the DVD on. It would be the one that I'd always watch, and then I'll have fallen asleep by the end of it.
I had this on VHS, and it was recorded off the TV. So I got it off Russell, who was in Dead Sun Rising, who got it off Chris, the bassist in Dead Sun Rising, who recorded it off the telly. But yeah, so then what's the next one that comes up?
But I tell you what I really like. I love how it starts off with the original Channel 4 logo.
Yes.
And then I think one of the first lines that Garth Marenghi has, he goes, blood, blood, lots of blood, blood everywhere, loads of blood, and a bit of sick.
Yeah, it's fantastic, man. I mean, their delivery, I know it's done on purpose, but it's perfectly done badly on purpose.
So good.
It's so good. What were you saying? Sorry.
No, I was going to say the next one is Hell Hath Fury, which is where like her powers like come into the forefront and it
also guest stars Stephen Merchant.
Oh yeah, he's cooking the chicken, isn't he?
That's it. Yeah. It's mad seeing all these people pop up who go on to do massive things later.
Well, yeah, I mean, in the previous one, you had Julian Barrett as the vicar, don't you? And,
that's right. And I mean, he's a returning character throughout, isn't he? Or in a couple of them,
he just pops up now and again.
I
mean, this one's brilliant, though, with all the wire work, where Sanchez has like he keeps battling with the iron.
It's fantastic.
And then he starts shooting it with his gun, and then his gun turns on him and starts chasing him.
When they go into the basement also, and you think he's found another murder victim, he's like, no, this one's been here for ages. You can see he's eating his own hands off. It's like, it's absolutely brilliant, man.
And then, like, Richard Ayoade's in the he's locked up in the room with Liz for ages, and he doesn't realise that she's the one causing it.
Man,
Liz, don't just stand there while I'm shooting these saucers.
Is it the end as well? Like, it actually looks really well done, like in a bad way, where she's in the corner of the room like this.
Oh yeah.
I thought it looked fantastic, and just and then she kills the intern with screwdrivers, and then they do that sign-off piece at the end where they go,
and they're all laughing.
Go and get a drink. Oh, as long as it's not a screwdriver. Fantastic. I prefer beer. So good.
Oh, man.
I'm going to watch these again.
Which is the one where they have, like, the exposition, which they, like, I'm guessing they forgot to film it, or it was, like, an afterthought. And it just cuts to various items in the room.
Oh, I can't remember that.
It's just loads of, like, over-the-top exposition. I can't remember which episode
that reminds me that they were saying in one of the interviews about the episodes that like sometimes the runtime would only be 10 minutes, so they'd have to anything without dialogue, which just reminds me so much of a lot of stuff I watch. Like it was up for slow-mo.
Oh, like Bionic Man, all that kind of shit in the 70s.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Or, you know, like, all the Incredible Hulk and stuff like that. They'd reuse the same sequence over and over again, or Baywatch, the same running shots of slow-mo, just because it would pad it out. And
yeah. I mean, I think I remember watching a thing about the Incredible Hulk and the transition from him being human to Hulk. It was the same one every time because they couldn't afford to do it again.
Do you know, as a kid, that used to scare me, and I used to have to hide behind the settee. it proper freaked me out. The Hulk did when I was a kid.
I told you I got painted green at Butlins, didn't I?
No.
So
Please tell me there's a photo of this.
there is. I'll ask my mum to send it over.
Oh, you need to get your parents.
So you think I'm joking here? This is tantamount to child abuse. This is. So anyway, we went to Butlins. I think it was Minehead, and they had a competition. And like most parents who take their kids down to Butlins, like do it the same time every year. So they knew there was going to be a dressing up competition. So everyone's really tried hard on these costumes. Like you've got like a princess, this, that, and the other. Anyway, I'm like, Dad, I want to do the dressing up competition. He's like, we haven't got a costume, son. I know what I'll do. So anyway, he went and bought a load of green paint, painted me green, like paint.
Paint, like normal paint.
Paint. He was pissed. Painted me green. Got a pair of my my little jeans, just ripped them off. All I remember, this is like, you know, when you get, what's the word for it? Like a flashback to like a time.
Is this going to be like the story of Black Sabbath when they painted Bill Ward?
No, I didn't nearly die. I think I had it washed. I had it washed off afterwards. But I just remember standing there in a like pair of like hot pant jeans, painted green, with loads of people in really cool fancy dress, and the red coat going to me, give us your best Hulk growl, and like being about 6 years old and going grrr, and everyone just pissing themselves. Anyway, back to Garth Marenghi'S Dark Place.
Dean, if you watch this, I want that photo.
I'll message my mum now and get it to send it over.
Oh man, amazing. See, my pet, like I end up dressing it. You know, like you have a school fair or whatever, and you have like the school fancy dress. And I remember one year, every kid was dressed up as fucking Charlie Chaplin. Like, because it's like the easiest costume to do. But my sister, she's quite a dab hand at sewing and stuff like that. Even back when we were kids, she was really good at it. I had to go around in this jester costume, not looking right, prick. And I kept running out of the parade because I
ask you, right? Like at my school, I think we'd probably dressed up as a turtle. I would have thought you'd be a turtle, not a jester, and that all your friends were fucking. Who was it you said? Sorry,
they're all Charlie.
Charlie fucking Chaplin.
Yeah. I was a jester.
Sure, there weren't Hitler.
One where I was Wee Willy Winky.
I was gonna say. I was gonna be really cruel then and say nothing's changed.
Another one where I was.
Sorry.
Another I was Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and Aladdin. I was Aladdin one year.
I got called Thomas the Wank Engine at school.
Of course you did.
Oh dear. I remember Simon whipping it out in IT class the once. They should have called him that. Anyway. I've got the giggles today.
Right, where are we at? Okay, so that was.
We're going on to the Eye Child. Skipper the Eye Child to the next one.
This is one of my least favourite ones.
I love the eyeball. I love
It does look good.
I think it looks ace, but not the best one. I mean, they try and do
like.
Go on after you.
Like he's half human, half grasshopper son.
That killed me though. That did, because you only see the photo for a second, and I was just like, "What the fuck?"
No, but you see him later on in the flashbacks, and he's like bouncing on one of those hopper things.
Yeah.
But but it is funny the beginning though, where that big eyeball thing's like bumming the raping him or whatever.
I mean, we were pushing boundaries.
And then it cuts to the behind the scene, not the behind the scenes footage, but the interview.
Yeah.
And he's like, we had to clear the set that day. Yeah. We had to make sure that the person in the costume was a friend of his. He wasn't a friend with him for much longer after that.
I love this. The eyeballs erection is pixeled out as well.
Oh yeah, Dean Lerner's like, why can't we just show our penis?
Yeah, that's it. So good. But yeah, that was a good episode. I think I don't know if it's my favourite. I think the last episode's my favourite, the broccoli one. But Apes
of Wrath, yeah.
Apes of Wrath, which also has, I was going to say Julian Barrett, not Julian Barrett.
Well, he's in it. He's in
it. He's still the vicar, isn't he? But
yeah, Noel Fielding's though. You can tell it's Noel Fielding.
Yeah, just from that shit he's saying, like I can't do it.
It just sounds like Boosh, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's that Mighty Boosh shtick. But Matthew Berry in it, like as the ape, when he turns into the ape, that was, I don't know why, just pure belly laughs. Just him, like with that mask on, just killed me.
Well, later on, he's getting pissed on.
Yeah.
He's trying to collect So in this one, they're drinking this. The water's been tainted and it's like bright green.
Is that what they've done? They've pissed in it.
I think that's what it is, and it's turning them all into apes. But like the only two that don't drink it is Garth Marenghi and Dean Lerner. But Dean Lerner later on, he makes that drink.
Yes.
It's like the most elaborate glass of water you've ever seen in life. And he's putting the cocktail stick in it. And then it cuts to the conversation bit, like the interview, and he's like, the reason why I didn't turn was because I only had a little sip, and a little sip won't make you turn.
Brilliant, man. So I thought that episode was awesome. And then, to be honest, I sort of skipped over Scotch Mist.
I love Scotch Mist.
I've watched it too many times, but
I think it's one of the funniest ones, though.
Yeah.
I think that might be the one where you see his car in its full glory. His like bizarre cardboard car that he's.
Well, what's the? I do remember there's a song in it though, isn't there?
Isn't that in the last? Is
am
that
I
in
talking
Scotch
shit?
Mist?
Yeah.
Or is that in the Creeping Moss?
Oh, I'm getting confused. But the song in it where they do it like an 80s rap is fantastic.
Oh, what's the song called now? Garth. Got my friends, like probably James Rayner's screaming at the TV now.
Yeah, but that's our thing. Tom and I.
One track lover. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. That's our thing though, Ollie. We get everything wrong. People scream at the telly, and they relieve tension. This is my thing. LV 426. I'm sure I got that wrong there.
I love that fight scene they have again, which I'm not sure which episode that is in, because like, to be fair, after a while they kind of all.
I was going to say I sort of went a bit blind to it, when you shut off, because I think it's a 2-episoder. So you do 2, then you put it down, you go back, you do 2. But did you know that Channel 4 approached them to go and do a film?
Yeah, I read that, and it's a shame that nothing happened with that, because I think it'd be ripe.
Well, there's a series that came on afterwards where Garth Marenghi goes on as a guest, because it's like a fake chat show.
Well, that's Man to Man, isn't it?
Man to Man, that's it. And they show a trailer of the film.
Really?
But it's like a made-up film. It's something Wasps, War of the Wasps.
I'll have to
have a look at it now, because I was dying.
I'll have a look at
it. Have a look later, man. But
I love Scotch Mist is great because it's basically the fog, isn't it? But instead of pirates coming out of it, it's Scottish people, and they're after Douglas because he offended the Scottish people, didn't he, many years ago, and they want their revenge.
That's it, yeah.
And then at the end, as a peace, to say peace, he gives them shortbread. And then they turn his hair red, and then when they disappear, there's a real bad like voiceover going, "What about my hair?" And then they go, "It'll grow out." Because they make his hair red. Yeah.
I do. I remember it quite well, man.
And at the end, he's playing the bagpipes on the.
Oh fucking hell, yeah!
On the roof.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna rewatch those last 2.
Yeah, I have to admit, I kind of, as you said, I kind of shut off during the one where they become not cabbages. What are they becoming?
Broccoli. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is my favourite episode as well, but I don't remember it as well because I skipped over it thinking, that's my favourite one, and I don't remember any of it.
Because doesn't Sanchez's dick start to become like broccoli or something?
I think you might be right. It's like me after 2 weeks of isolation and no baths. Good job this isn't smell-o-vision.
No, it's a great show, and it's a shame they never did any. They didn't get to make any more because apparently it didn't do very well when it was on TV.
Which makes me laugh because there was a real cult following, and I'm talking straight afterwards, not when it was re-put on 4OD. There was like a real bubbling of a cult following. Because I watched it before it was on 4OD, I know that.
It's that word though, cult following.
Yeah.
It's not like mass appeal, is it?
But it seems to have
got its own
become mass
niche.
appeal, doesn't it? Like with stuff like Noel Fielding did and Julian Barrett with the Mighty Boosh and everything. It's become a bit more. I don't know.
Well, that was the same time, wasn't it? Because they
Was
were
it?
also because the Mighty Boosh also did like
2004.
well, they did those shows as well. They like
The live shows.
like the Fringe Festival and stuff like that. It's like our friend William Douglas who does Tap Vision. Like if he plays his cards right, because he's starting to do live shows.
Oh man, he's
he
doing
gets into the
fantastically
Fringe
with it.
Festival and like I could see that on TV on Channel 4 on a Friday night. It'd be perfect. I mean,
I
think
probably
that'd be
wouldn't need to. He could probably do it online and try and get some Patreons or something. But I think he deserves it.
Yeah.
It's wicked what he's doing. Kills me.
Especially at the moment with like the Tat House because he can't leave the house and stuff. So what he's doing now is brilliant.
Yeah, I did see, and I really wanted to put something in. Like he said, if anyone got a green screen, I don't know what I'd do. But
yeah, he did ask for. I think it was faces or something like that. I don't know if he wanted people just to film themselves doing.
perhaps you'd be like a coronavirus. What do you call it? Cell or something in the ground. Down, but
Shooting them.
yeah. So overall, I would give that. I'm going to give it a star rating.
Oh, go on then. What's your star
I'm going to
rating?
give it a 9 out of 10.
I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Ooh.
But it's a high 8 out of 10, not a low 8 out of 10.
Do you know what? We should start doing that. Let's have a rating system. Should we do?
Alright, okay.
Should we do it out of 10s?
I rate you 4 out of 10, I think.
Bastard. And I'm going to give you a 9 out of 10. In fact, everything that I review is a 9 out of 10.
It's everything.
9 out of 10.
I tell you what I need to watch though. I need to rewatch it again because it's got audio commentary, but them as their characters. So Dean Lerner, Garth Marenghi.
Yes,
like
on the
that.
DVD.
So I need to give that a go. So it's like, do you remember the Spinal Tap DVD? And it had the Spinal Tap commentary, and it was them as Spinal Tap doing the
Do you know
commentary.
what? I remember watching it like when I was a long time ago.
It was like as funny as the film, and it was brilliant.
Because what's his name? The guy who plays Mr. Burns, who gets the
Hank Azaria.
Is that his name?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'd absolutely love him to bits, but like that is still one of my favourite scenes to this day when he's going through the metal detector and pulls out a fucking courgette.
We did that. My friend Mark Breeze and Nick Pearson. I'll put a picture up. I think I have put a picture up.
You've shown
Maybe
me
we've
before.
spoken
It's
about it.
fantastic, man.
Yeah, we all dressed up as Spinal Tap, and I was David. Oh no, what's it? Nigel. What's his name? Oh, my mind's gone dead now. We've gone back. We've regressed.
We've regressed. We're 45 minutes in, but I think we've done well till now. Only a couple of brain farts.
Hang on, Spinal Tap. What's his name? I was Nigel Tufnell.
Oh right, yeah.
Mark Breeze was David St. Hubbins, and Nick was Derek Smalls. Oh, it's Harry Shearer. That's who it is. It's not.
Okay.
Harry Shearer. But yeah, he's in a lot of those Christopher Guest films. Like Best of Show and.
That's something I haven't watched in years. Best of Show.
Have you seen Mighty Wind? That's a good one.
No, not seen that, man.
So Mighty Wind, they're a folk band, but about 10 years ago, I want to say, Spinal Tap did a show, like a tour, and a Mighty Wind, which was the other band with the same people that are in Spinal Tap, with the support act. So they had this kind of country, kind of folksy band.
Yeah.
Then you had the hair metal Spinal Tap at the end of the show. But yeah, anyway, going back to the story, Nick's dressed up as the one with the cucumber, and put it down his pants, wrapped in tin foil. And I drew the rib cage on my black t-shirt and stuff like that. Good times.
So, what was I going to say? What do you think we should look at next?
Well, I've got a few ideas I'm going to put them to you, or we could put it to the audience. Okay.
In fact, we've got a dedicated fan base now who like to scream at the TV and.
Well, we've definitely got. So let's look at.
Let's do a shout out to our non-patrons.
Go on. So we've got Rob Kenyon, who we know has been watching.
Blab.
We've got Ash Trigg.
Don't know what that is.
We've got, is it Chalky? I think his name's Chalky Chawner. I think he's good friends with Rich Howell.
Nice.
He told me he listened to the two back to back while cleaning his car the other day.
Sup, Chalky?
And your mate Craig.
Safe, Craig.
Yeah. Do you know anyone else?
Gary Payne.
Yeah.
He actually said he nearly fell on the floor laughing when I went for a shit last time, Ollie. Thank you for...
Shit, I thought it was a piss.
Oh, was it a piss?
Were you having a cheeky poo when we were recording?
No, I wouldn't do a cheeky poo.
Well, you were gone 2 minutes, really, so I'm surprised. Crimping one out.
Crimping. Yeah. So, I think that's the whole cast. Hi, Mum. My mum.
So, okay, the ones I want to suggest to you are...
Yep.
Rob wants to come on and talk Jaws, so we can either just do it like this and talk Jaws, or we could do it as a commentary where we all sync up and watch the film Jaws and talk about it. But I don't think we can do it video. That would have to be an audio only one.
Why don't we do the both?
Okay, because Rob is like a massive Jaws fan. You know, he's got a Quint tattoo, and he knows all the facts. So whereas we don't know any of the facts, he'll be able to...
I can just look pretty and nod my head.
The other one is one I've been dying to do for ages, and that's talking about 80s cartoons based on adult films.
I'm not going to say the one.
And where at the end, I want us to like come up with 2 or 3 ideas of our own adult films made into cartoons for kids with a toy line.
So, can we do that one next?
Yeah.
And then we'll do a 3-way.
Ooh,
with a shark. Yeah, I like that idea. So, let's reiterate what we're going to be doing next episode.
So we're going to look at kids' cartoons based on adult films. So
Debbie Does Dallas in...
Hey, that was one of my ideas.
What else could you do? Schindler's List.
No, we're going to talk about... Hold them off, don't
that was the winner, that was.
No, you've got a good one that you told me.
Yeah, thanks. I might even try and design them.
Yeah. So what are you up to for the rest of the day? You got anything planned?
I'm going to play Wastelanders.
Yeah?
That's about it. What else? What about yourself?
I am going to hopefully finish making my figure, which... So if I show you now... So this is the original torso. There's the copy that's made out of the rubber mould.
Boobs.
Which I've got down here. So I've got an arm and a leg. And hopefully by the end of today I'll have the other arm and leg and the head.
What fits in the hand? Sorry. Oh my god, yeah. Tinky, what was it you said earlier?
You were?
What was it about something Tinky? Not Tinky Winky. What did you say? Teeny Weeny? I don't know.
It was... No, it was... Oh, you made me... It's Wee Willy Winky.
Wee Willy Winky. Yeah, she comes with added accessories. Wee Willy Winky.
What else am I up to? I'm gonna watch the film Dead Presidents because that's what me and Liam are talking about on our other podcast.
Nice, and you should go and listen to that. All 7 of you.
Adjust your tracking.
I need to listen to one actually.
That's one thing I was gonna say. But yeah, you should. One thing Liam wants you on one as well. But what I was going to say was we're going to put these on, we're actually going to upload these to Podbean and then hopefully get them on iTunes and stuff like that. We'll disgrace the internet even more than we already have.
I was going to say, if we do that, sorry, I should probably talk about this afterwards. Can I get it on this app? And I sound so stupid, but that one, because that's what I listen to everything on.
What is it? Yeah, the normal
podcast app. Will we be famous and be on there?
Yeah, we should be able to.
Does that mean I can quit all my jobs?
The quality of some of the podcasts I've listened to on that, I'm pretty sure we should be able to get
I reckon we could fucking smash it. Joe Rogan, watch out.
Right then, should we sign off then?
Shall I go? What shall I say? So, go on, you sign us off, and I'll wait.
I was going to say, we're on Facebook. We don't really use it much, but we should. So if you use it, let's do a trade off. You use the Facebook, message us on there, and we'll message you back.
Send us nudes.
Yeah. We're also on Instagram, Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club. You can also like subscribe to us on YouTube.
And the YouTube looks really nice. Go and check it out.
Yeah, but we really want like some conversation with you guys back and forth. Some guys actually messaged us about Alien today on there, so I should probably have read that one.
He's very serious about it.
Oh, did you read it?
Yes.
What did he say then?
No, he was quite nice. He was like, we should go and watch another video. And I think he was basically trying to say facts.
Watch the films properly.
Well, Tom, we've been Tom and Ollie. This is not the place to come and find out facts. This isn't a book. Don't know where I'm going with this. But we'll see you next time.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. Sweet. I thought that was a really good one.
Yeah, it's good.